What if I told you the most vital sports drinks wasn't created by athletes, scientists, or even beverage pros, but by two internet icons who used to punch each other for views? Just one idea. Let's make a hydration drink that tastes better, looks cooler, and sells faster than anything else on the shelf. That idea became Prime, a bold influencer-fueled brand built on flavor, freedom, and the full force of social media. This is the story of how Logan Paul and KSI, former rivals turned business partners, turned a plastic bottle into a global obsession, and maybe built the most hyped drink empire of the 21st century. But before we move ahead, please do subscribe to our channel. What do you get when two of the internet's loudest personalities stop trading punches in the ring and start trading leadership roles behind a beverage empire? You get Logan Paul and KSI, two social media sensations and boxing rivals turned unlikely business partners. They first squared off in a wildly popular amateur boxing match in 2018, which ended in a draw. A year later, KSI edged out a win in the rematch. Those fights captured millions of eyeballs and cemented both as major influencers. But instead of rebooting the feud, the two embraced a radical pivot, joining forces. On January 4, 2022, during an Instagram Live, they dropped the announcement that shocked fans worldwide. We're launching a hydration drink. In that moment, influencers became entrepreneurs. It wasn't just hype. They built Prime Hydration LLC alongside Congo Brand, a Kentucky-based beverage outfit led by Trey Steiger and Max Clemens, which handled manufacturing and distribution. The launch was a spectacle. Armed with over 40 million combined YouTube subscribers and billions of views, they seeded demand instantly. Fans were shocked, hype, and even skeptical. Two influencers selling drinks? But queues formed, shelves emptied, and bottles began flipping for hundreds of dollars online. The narrative hit fast. Former enemies, now brothers in business. Two global creators tackling the likes of Gatorade and Powerade with a coconut water-based drink. Zero added sugar, electrolytes, and B vitamins. No athletes, no scientists, just two creators, a bold vision, and platforms built for virality. It felt small, but suddenly it felt powerful. And that tiny moment in early 2022 sparked an odyssey, a journey from the ringside rivalry to dominating the hydration aisle. And trust us, fans are still talking. So what exactly is Prime Hydration? At its core, it's a low-calorie sports drink designed to be a healthier, flashier alternative to Gatorade and Powerade. Launched in January 2022, each 500 milliliter bottle contains about 20 to 25 calories and just 2 grams of sugar, thanks to the use of artificial sweeteners like sucralose and acesulfame potassium. The drink is made up of 10% coconut water, which gives it a natural source of potassium and electrolytes. And on top of that, Prime adds a solid mix of sodium, magnesium, and around 700 milligrams of potassium to help support hydration. The drink also includes B vitamins, particularly B6 and B12, as well as antioxidants like vitamins A and E. These ingredients are marketed as tools for boosting energy and aiding recovery. Some versions of Prime also feature a small amount of BCAAs, which are often linked to muscle recovery in the fitness world. All of this comes together in a bold, vibrant bottle that's color matched to each of its many flavors: Ice Pop, Blue Raspberry, Tropical Punch, Meta Moon, and several others. The look is young, flashy, and built for social media. Experts point out that it's missing a few key components for serious athletes. For example, it's low in sodium, which is one of the most important electrolytes for intense hydration, and it doesn't contain glucose, which can actually help the body absorb electrolytes more effectively during exercise. So while Prime is a healthier, lower sugar option for casual hydration and social hype, it may not fully deliver on the science-backed benefits athletes expect from traditional sports drinks. In short, Prime is hydration with a side of hype and a whole lot of flavor. Prime Hydration's meteoric rise wasn't an accident. It was a textbook case of influencer-fueled marketing mixed with strategic scarcity. Logan Paul and KSI didn't just post a drink, they created an event. They teased Prime across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and even during boxing and WWE promos. Every platform lit up. With their combined audience of over 40 million followers, a single post could spark overnight hype. Then came the scarcity strategy. Prime deliberately launched in limited quantities. Dawn raids in Aldi, rapid sellouts in Asda and Sainsbury's, helped by strict per-customer restrictions. The impact was instant. Long queues, stampedes, and even bottle flipping for hundreds of dollars online. It didn't end there. Prime unleashed hype drops of limited flavors, like Glowberry Hollow and Venice Beach editions, which boosted sales up to 300% over standard releases. Loyal fans created massive buzz, over 5 million pieces of user-generated content across social media, and even an app dedicated to tracking restocks. Prime didn't just launch, it exploded. It disrupted the hydration aisle by turning thirst into fandom, scarcity into status, and social posts into sold-out shelves. They didn't just sell a drink, they sold a story, a culture, and a moment. And in that moment, Prime became a phenomenon. The frenzy was real and contagious. Picture dawn queues outside Aldi's and Asda's with kids and parents and even grandparents camping in the cold just to snag a bottle. Videos of shoppers diving into displays went viral, and scenes of absolute chaos made headlines. One TikTok famous shop in Kent saw people travel hundreds of miles and gather nearly 25,000 followers just for stocking Prime. In South Africa, tweens queued overnight at Checkers so long that school bans were issued, and hashtag Prime runs became part of the schoolyard culture. And yes, resale skyrocketed. Bottles meant to be £1.99 were flipped online for hundreds and even for thousands of pounds. A drink that started on shelves but exploded in circuits, feeds, and real-world hype made Prime one of the quirkiest viral phenomena of recent memory. Prime Hydration didn't just ride the influencer wave, it also anchored itself to powerhouse sport brands to become a mainstream contender. In July of 2022, Prime earned its first major win by becoming the official hydration partner of Arsenal FC, the club KSI grew up supporting. Bottles featuring Arsenal's red and gold goldberry flavor flew off London shelves, selling for just £1.99 before reselling at premium prices online. At Emirates Stadium on match days, Prime became the drink of choice, slamming the message home that this was a real sports drink, not just a YouTube gimmick. Not long after, Prime scored an even bigger co-op in January 2023 with a global partnership with UFC. The deal elevated Prime to the official global sports drink of UFC, planting its branding in 175 countries across pay-per-view and fight night broadcasts. The iconic red and blue corners of the octagon were renamed Prime Hydration Recovery Zones, and UFC Performance Institutes in Las Vegas and Shanghai got hydration stations bearing Prime's logo. This move hit a staggering 900 million TV households, amplifying the impact. By March of 2024, Prime ventured into entertainment sports with a record-setting partnership with WWE. For the first time, a brand logo, Prime, was emblazoned at the center mat of major events like WrestleMania and Money in the Bank. The deal, reportedly in the 8-figure range, spanned 2 years and included co-presenter slots and social media activations with WWE superstars. On the retail front, Prime strategically placed itself in major chains like Target, Walmart, Tesco, and Aldi. That shelf visibility, combined with event tie-ins, shifted Prime from viral novelty to everyday familiarity. Each partnership chipped away at investor skepticism, reinforcing that Prime Hydration isn't a flash, it's a legitimate and rapid glowing hydration brand. Prime Hydration's rise wasn't all sugar and sunshine. Several controversies stirred unhealthy chatter around the brand. First, confusion between Prime Hydration, caffeine-free, and Prime Energy, the 200 milligrams of caffeine per 12-ounce can, led to a flurry of legal trouble. Class action lawsuits argue Prime Energy contains 215 to 225 milligrams more than labeled, putting teens at risk of overstimulation, heart issues, anxiety, and sleep problems. One plaintiff in New York claimed that she wouldn't have bought it if she would have known the truth. Health experts and even the US Senator Chuck Schumer flagged the drink's bright branding and youthful marketing as targeting kids, despite the not for under 18 label. Schumer argued an FDA review in July of 2023 warning of a cauldron of caffeine in kids' hands. Schools in Australia, New Zealand, and parts of Europe banned Prime Energy due to these caffeine concerns. Then there's the PFAS issue. Independent tests of Prime's hydration grape flavor found traces of forever chemicals, PFAS, which may harm immune systems, hormones, and liver health. Plaintiffs claim that the drink was marketed as healthy while hiding harmful substances. Prime denies this, citing test results below EPA detection limits, and has moved to dismiss the lawsuit. Lastly, accusations of misleading marketing persist. Critics argue that Prime oversells hydration benefits to casual consumers, while only providing certain electrolytes and artificial sweeteners. Logan Paul responded via TikTok and other social channels, dismissing the lawsuits as baseless and emphasizing the brand's compliance and quality checks. But even as Prime fights back, these battles highlight a thorny truth. When you mix hype, youth appeal, and legal lines, even the coolest drink can stir some serious heat. In its first year, Prime Hydration did what most drinks only could dream of. It hit over $250 million in retail sales, and it didn't stop there. With flavors like Ice Pop and Tropical Punch flying off the shelves, Prime quickly became a must-have. By the end of 2023, the brand had expanded into Prime Energy, hydration powder sticks, and even branded merchandise like bottles, backpacks, and clothing. Prime's business success wasn't just about the drink. It was about smart marketing and smart placement. You could find it in Walmart, Target, Tesco, and Aldi. It showed up in TikTok, in stadiums, and in the hands of your favorite creators. When the hype was high, Prime often sold out and people wanted it even more. But this wasn't just a drink anymore, it was turning into a lifestyle brand. Kids wore Prime hats, teens collected limited edition bottles, fans lined up for hours just to grab a new flavor. And through it all, Logan Paul and KSI didn't just stay influencers, they became beverage moguls. Prime didn't just make a drink, they created a vibe. The bottles are bold, bright, and impossible to miss. Each flavor has its color, like red, white, and blue for Ice Pop, making it super Instagrammable. But for more than looks, the brand talks like its fans do. Fast, fun, hype. It's made for Gen Z, for teens. It's not just about hydration, it's a symbol. Owning a Prime bottle means that you're part of something, a fan club, a movement, a tribe. Prime didn't just sell bottles, it sold belongings. So what's next for Prime? A lot. Logan Paul and KSI have global plans. They're expanding into Asia, Africa, and Latin America. More countries, more shelves, more fans. New flavors are likely, plus exclusive collabs with athletes or celebs. Expect more limited drops that fans will race to buy. They're also doubling down on sports, already tied to the UFC and Arsenal, and probably more on the way. Some even wonder, will Prime go beyond drinks, like snacks, supplements, or clothes? Well, one thing's for sure, Prime isn't slowing down. It's building something bigger than a drink. It's building a brand that lasts. From YouTube rivals to beverage bosses, Logan and KSI didn't just launch a drink. They built a brand that shook the industry. Prime wasn't just about hydration. It was about hype, hustle, and creating something fans could feel part of. Bright bottles, bold flavors, and viral buzz turned sips into a $250 million phenomenon. So the next time you spot that neon bottle, remember, it's more than a sports drink. It's proof that influence, timing, and smart branding can redefine an entire industry. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next episode.